Dr. Bellamanga insisted on personally presenting this symbolic cocoa seedling from the nursery of the Yambasa Village Cooperative. Out of the 20,000 seedlings of this nursery, only about 1,000 remained to be distributed. This nursery, which is the result of the Trade-off in Cocoa project, was particularly helpful to cocoa farmers, members of the cooperative. With their aging plantations, this nursery helped them to get the necessary seedlings to partially regenerate their aging cocoa trees.
Cette pépinière nous a été octroyée par le
This tree nursery was given us by Koraf Wekad through IRAD, which is our local partner. The first thing we did on this site was to do the earthwork. Then we received 20,000 plastic bags. After that, we filled and classified the boxes. Finally, we received the cocoa pods, did the seeding, and built this shade house. We used to water 3 times a week. Afterwards, we received phytosanitary products to ward off pest attacks, as well as fertilizers to facilitate the growth of plants.
Et puis un peu de fertilisant pour que la croissance de la pépinière soit meilleure.
Yambasa is a town in central Cameroon located about 100 kilometers from Yaoundé, the capital city. Located on the edge of the savanna and forest, this is a major cocoa production area after the southwest zone of the country, considered to be the breeding ground of cocoa in Cameroon. However, the challenge is that almost all the homestead plantations are aging. Plantations are usually 70 years of age and more.
La plupart des cacaoculteurs ne sont pas.
Most cocoa growers are not trained farmers, and many of us are keeping the same old farms we inherited from our grandparents. We had never heard of the concept of regeneration or re-densification. So, the inception of the concept was a great opportunity we want to seize and renew our aging plantations. Some of our farms are 50, 60, or 70 years old because we inherited them from our grandparents or parents.
50, 60, 70 ans.
The issue of the aging cocoa plantations is one of the main challenges facing the farmers of the region. In this part of Cameroon, cocoa production has always been closely associated with arboriculture. In fact, almost all plantations are replete with several plant species and varieties whose effects can have an impact on production and enable farmers to generate additional incomes. The Trade-off in Cocoa project was launched in Western Central Africa in 2011 to promote the intensification of smallholder cocoa farming. The project objective is to achieve an intensification of production while avoiding deforestation. Funded by Koraf Wekar's Multi-Donor Trust Fund, MDTF, with the support of key partners such as the Canadian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Development and the European Commission, the Trade-off in Cocoa project set itself 2 major objectives from the onset.
D'une manière générale, on s'est dit, voilà un vieux système qui existe depuis des centaines.
Overall, we decided to revisit the same 100-year-old system we inherited from our grandparents to find out what we can derive from it. So, we did not reinvent the wheel because we realized that the system owes its long life to its proven viability and popular buy-in. So we decided to try and improve the plantation's productivity while improving the livelihoods and well-being of local farmers.
To popularize this practice that preserves the country's forest and provides additional incomes for cocoa farmers, the project team has developed practical tips to enable producers to continue the densification of their plantations. This densification is done by replanting all the available spaces in the fields. Producers also cut down trees which presence in plantations is of no interest, thereby systematically preserving all plant species that earn them additional incomes.
The trees help protect the plantation as well, because a plantation cannot survive without shade. That is why we have left these trees in place.
Quand on est venu avec le projet,
The first advantage I got is that the project was clearly explained to us at the inception. So the major lesson I've learned is that regeneration is good because even if we don't reap the benefits now, the younger generations will definitely get something from it. So this is a very good initiative.
Although this cocoa planting technique is an old practice in this area, the project team is convinced that it is likely to generate additional incomes in the near future. According to a study conducted as part of the project, significant volumes of carbon are stored by many plant species present in the cocoa farming region. Based on this scientific work, Cameroon has assessed the volume of carbon at its disposal. Through a comprehensive study, the country is assessing its stock of carbon that it can trade on the global carbon market as part of the clean development mechanism. Should such an event come true, many cocoa farmers could earn additional incomes.
Vu l'étendue des surfaces cacaoyères que le Cameroun possède, on peut déjà dire que le Cameroun...
Carbon stocks assessments revealed that 1 hectare of cocoa farm produces 218 metric tons of carbon. This is a good database we can leverage during negotiation rounds in the international carbon market. Because if you consider the surfaces of cocoa farms nationwide, we can easily calculate the volumes of carbon emitted by Cameroon. This will not only enable us to enter carbon market, it will also help producers who are already organized in cooperatives to enter the carbon market, to negotiate on their own and secure funding for the development of their activities. For instance, if you multiply the 218 metric tons by 3,900 CFA, which is the cost of 1 metric ton, with 1 hectare of cocoa, a producer can earn 850,000 CFA in 1 year.
Beyond the supervision of producers, training students has been part and parcel of the Trade in Cocoa project in Cameroon. Several research master programs were taught in collaboration with IRAD, the Institute of Agricultural Research for Development of Cameroon.
Au travers de ce projet, j'ai pu gagner en connaissance d'abord.
This project has enabled me to improve my general knowledge in the agricultural sector, and it has also enabled me to hone my knowledge in cocoa farming in areas such as fertilization. Even socially, I have learned a lot because I was exposed to many people from different cultural backgrounds. Finally, I have improved my skills in agroforestry.
Ça m'a permis de me professionnaliser dans le domaine de l'agroforesterie.
A total of 13 research master programs were supervised and supported by the project. 1,100 cocoa farmers, including women, were directly involved in the project.
Le projet Trade-off in Cocoa, ma foi, je pense que est venu redonner encore beaucoup de souffle aux producteurs.
The Trade-off in Cocoa project has provided significant push-up to producers who felt excluded from mainstream value chains. We provided financial support to producers, advisory support, and we're still monitoring them.
De les suivre aujourd'hui.
In addition to Cameroon, the Trade-off in Cocoa project has also been conducted in Gabon, Togo, and Ghana. After 3 years of implementation, the Trade-off in Cocoa project helped supply planters with 40 high-yield varieties. It also enabled planters to consolidate the farming practice of combining cocoa plantation with other plant species and the establishment of collective nurseries to regenerate the plantations. According to Dr. Bellamanga, the way forward is to set up a fund or a small financial mechanism to finance the regeneration of cocoa trees with the support of public authorities. Such a mechanism, he said, would encourage 3 million cocoa farmers in the country to rejuvenate their plantations instead of continuing to clear new areas to the detriment of environmental protection.
Moi, je pense personnellement, il ne s'agit pas.
I believe that the state is not expected to support all the producers, but should devise strategies to help producers successfully conduct plantation regeneration. In the past, when I was younger, there was a mechanism called the Cocoa Price Stabilization Fund. Likewise, I believe we can set up Cocoa Plantation Regeneration Fund. because in 30 years, the hybrid varieties will have aged, so much so that the mechanisms that are valid today will be outdated in 30 years. For instance, Brazil renews all its plantations every 30 years. But this requires setting up a funding mechanism which enables farmers to secure some funding to compensate for the felling of their plantations.
Tinan niyo to, tinan niyo by a bosak.